Hey, Jacob.
Oh, hey, Matt.
Well, this is a little awkward.
You look a bit awkward.
Well, you know, we've spent 3 months now with the Mahindra Scorpio. About to give our long-term update, which is obviously what we're doing today. But a couple of weeks ago, ANCAP came out and said that this thing is pretty damn unsafe.
They dropped a bloody bombshell on Mahindra.
0-star ANCAP safety rating. You literally cannot get worse.
So, Matt, I have one question. Did you die?
I'm here in one piece. But look, we're going to talk about that because I think there's some things that it's quite confusing, man. But we're also going to give you our long-term impressions of the Mahindra Scorpio. It's been 3 months. We've driven the green one. Now we're onto the red one, and we're going to give it back soon. In fact, Jacob, you went to India, Chennai, for 4 days.
That was an experience.
And they told you all about this thing as well.
I got 9 hours of hardcore engineering lectures about the Mahindra Scorpio.
So we're going to tell you everything you need to know about the Mahindra Scorpio. We have previously reviewed it, but now we've lived with it for 3 months. So we've done quite a few thousand kilometers, and we're going to take an exterior tour, see what the interior is like, see its practicality. We're going to performance test it. We're going to drive it. Of course, we're also going to talk about its safety concerns because 0-star safety is pretty bad. And then we're going to end on our final thoughts. And should you buy a Mahindra Scorpio, which is a pretty controversial thing at the moment. Okay, Jacob, let's get straight into it.
Let's do this.
Jacob, I need to address the elephant in the room, which is the 0-star ANCAP safety rating. And it's actually quite a controversial topic. So I'm going to give you both sides, and I want you to let me know down in the comment section, what do you think about the safety? So this thing just received a 0-star ANCAP safety rating, which is terrible. It's one of only 3 cars ever to receive a 0-star ANCAP safety rating. But it's confusing because this thing did score a 5-star NCAP, Global NCAP safety rating.
So, Matt, what the hell's going on here in Australia?
It's a good question. So ANCAP have just updated their testing protocols. They do so every few years. So now it's not really just about how the car crashes itself. It's about crash prevention. And this thing, as I said in the original review, it has 0 active safety. So it's got no autonomous emergency braking, no lane keep assist, driver monitoring, none of that stuff. And I did actually scold it for that because as a family SUV, it really should have all of that. Mahindra do say that the only reason it doesn't have that is because it's so popular in India, its home market, that the supply for the parts is just not there, because really it should at least have autonomous emergency braking. And by 2025, this thing does have to legally have it, but they just snuck this in before autonomous emergency braking was a requirement. So when you have a look at the ANCAP test, what they're really looking at is a lot more than just how this car crashes, because for the most part, it crashes okay. If this was like 2019, this probably would have received a 3-star ANCAP safety rating.
Yeah, I think it was mainly the seat belts were exerting too much force on the dummies.
And actually, if you want to learn more about the report itself, and you should read through it, we've got that on our website, CarSauce.com. So that review of this car is live, and it will have that in there in the safety section. But suffice to say that this thing, actually, for the most part, when you're inside of it and you crash into something, it's probably going to be okay for you, but it's actually the people on the other end that it's not going to be that great for, but also the crash prevention. So that's why this scored a 0-star ANCAP safety rating. But the argument against that is, one, it's really confusing because actually as a crash structure, it's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. That's why it scored a 5-star Global NCAP rating. But also there is an argument floating around, especially in the motoring media business, that, you know, ANCAP, they invited journalists to have a look at these cars crashing to kind of make an example of Mahindra. Also MG, who scored a 0-star with their MG5, which we've also reviewed, and we'll link that down below. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you think that the 0-star safety rating is deserved, or is it a bit over the top? I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look at the exterior. Okay, so coming back to exterior impressions, it's been 3 months. Jacob, what do you think of the looks?
This is actually such a handsome car, man.
Really nice.
Such a nice stance on the road. Looks so cool.
When Mahindra's told me that we're going to be getting the red, I just thought, oh God. because I don't like red cars, but actually this looks sick. You've got these bright LED lights here. This is the top of the range Z8L. So this fully fledged off-roader will set you back just under 46 grand drive away, which for a proper off-roader, and Jacob, you did some pretty serious off-roading in India.
Dude, this thing is no joke off-road. It actually is very, very capable.
So for 46 grand, when you see what you get on the interior, it's actually really, really impressive. You've got a daytime running light here with some fog lights. By the way, the front turning signal is sequential, which is really cool.
Luxury.
Here is the grille. It's nothing special, it looks okay. Got the Mahindra badge there. And then down the bottom, you've just got a pretty neat bumper. Who am I calling?
You're calling me.
Imagine if I was calling
Do you know how often this guy butt dials me?
I got a large derriere. All right, Jacob, let's check out the side.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, friends. So coming to the side, you can see these 18-inch alloy wheels, which is a really good size for off-roading. They've got some pretty fat rubber on them. Apollo tires. We've been on record saying that Apollo tires weren't the best, and then we got absolutely attacked for it and put in our place. So you can let us know. What do you think of Apollo tires?
Apollo tires are the best tires.
Yeah, are they the best tires? Or are Linglong tires that we saw in the Dolphin better? You let me know.
I reckon have a mix of Apollo and Linglong.
I think I'd rather have Apollo, to be honest. Oh, Linglongs! Oh, Linglongs! Here you've got some metal side steps. That's actually really nice at this price point. You have keyless entry.
Oh my God.
It's never happened before. Okay, you got keyless entry and go. Unfortunately, you don't get any privacy glass, which is a shame, but I love this. So this car is the Scorpio. In India, I'm pretty sure it's called the Scorpio-N. If you put that together, it's Scorpion. And so look at that. You got a little scorpion tail up here. It's just a cool design touch.
Very cool.
Alrighty, Jacob. Let's check out the bum.
Let's do it.
Okay, so coming to the bum, and look, it does look quite reminiscent of the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport, I think, from the rear. This thing does go head-to-head with that car, but it comes in significantly cheaper, so that's a good thing. Got this cool LED light here with sequential indicators at the back too. Got the Scorpio badge there, which looks, I don't know, man, looks sick.
I think it looks really cool.
Looks really, really cool. You have the 4 Explore, which is in reference to this thing's 4-wheel drive system. And by the way, it does have a very good 4-wheel drive system. We'll talk about that in the interior. You've also got, look, barn door.
Ooh,
I love
sideways hinge.
Look, they're not the most practical because you back up against something and all of a sudden you can't open it. However, it just looks sick, I think.
I think it looks really cool. And it's got such like a massive aperture.
Yeah, it really does. And also underneath, you'll see a full-size spare wheel, which is very, very good. Now, look, Jacob, I think you will agree with me that practicality has not been this thing's strong suit. In fact, it's been quite frustrating over the last few months.
No, it's been a bit of a pain in the ass to transport certain items around, I will say.
Yeah, if you have 6 people, which is this car's maximum amount of passengers, because it's got the captain's chairs, well, unfortunately, you get like almost no storage space, very little, maybe a couple of shopping bags, that's it. You can fold the seat down, but this is a bit silly, Jacob, because yeah, you get lots of space back there and it's quite, tall, but the width of it is pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And then you've got a huge bloody hump in the floor. Makes
I know,
no sense.
it's a bit silly.
It's a bit silly.
There's other ways to do it.
Look, this is a long-term review. We got to give you our honest thoughts. It's just been annoying. Under here, you have your tire changing tools, which is pretty good, but it's no storage. And yes, of course, you can drop the second row, but then again, like it's a bit of a pain to do. It's clearly not intended for it. No, I think that could have been designed quite a lot better. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Maybe.
But you know what? I think it's worth it for the comfort in the back seats.
Oh, we'll get to that. Jacob, let's check out the interior.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob. It's been 3 months that I've been with the Mahindra Scorpio-N. May I give you my thoughts?
Give me your thoughts straight.
Every time I get in here, I'm like, that's pretty good.
It's like you're pleasantly surprised each time.
I'm pleasantly surprised each time. Like, I really enjoyed my time in here. It does help that they have finally added Apple CarPlay through a software update. It's wired, I don't care. You get it and it works, and it sounds great with the Sony sound system that comes with the L version of the Scorpio Z8L.
It stands for linguini.
Does. So the interior is brown, and it's always brown, but not a bad thing. I actually really like the design. You've got this soft leatherette here, and also here. There is a lot of scratchy materials, but over quite a few thousand kilometers, there has been 0 rattles, 0 squeaks, and it is really solid. Listen to this. That's a thonky, wonky, chonky thonk.
Jeez.
The other thing. These seats. Now, they're not real leather, and a lot of people in the comments of our last video said, of course it's not real leather, because cows are quite literally sacred.
Oh, that is so true, actually.
Yeah, so I guess that makes sense. But they do feel like real leather, and best of all, they're really supportive, like really, really supportive. We've done quite a few road trips in these things now, and honestly, it's been great. Really, really good, like so comfortable. I do wish it had like adaptive cruise control and lane centering and some of those things that make driving on highways just a bit easier and thinking about it less, but whatever. That's just a bit of a miss, but it will be added, I think. Mahindra have a bit of fire under their bum to get that stuff done. Other technology up in front of you, you get a nice little digital instrument cluster, and it shows quite a few different bits of information. You've also got your analog gauges there still, which do work totally fine, so zero complaints. I really like the setup of the center because, I don't know, man, it just works.
It's so simple, you know, it's so easy to use. There's not like a million things going on like with a Chinese car.
Exactly.
You know, it's just so, you just hop in and you know how to use it.
Exactly. It's really familiar, really intuitive to use. The air conditioning controls just work so well, and they're physical here. You can control it from the infotainment screen, but that's your choice. Like, most of you will just do it straight from here. You have your auto stop start button, which is a must because this thing has a terrible start stop system.
You know, I even asked them in India why it's so bad.
Yeah.
Not in those words. And they basically said, because we designed it that way. And I was like, okay, fair enough.
Well, maybe redesign it, Mahindra, because I hate flashing lights every time the start-stop system comes on. It's really, really dumb. You got a couple of USB-A ports here and a wireless charger too, so connectivity is great. This is terrible. There is a single cup holder.
In not just the front, the entire car.
It's so frustrating. Like, some of you said I overreacted. Well, it's been 3 months. Let me tell you, it still grinds my gears to this day. If on a hot day, let's say I have a bottle of water and I want to get a coffee. Oh well.
I mean, technically you can put it in the door bin.
You can, but I want quick access. It shouldn't just be one cup holder. It's just stupid design. Anyway, rant over. In the center, you have your mode selector. You can go through a couple of different off-road modes, and that also can switch on your four-wheel drive system. So it's a part-time four-wheel drive system, so that means it drives in rear-wheel drive and only goes into four-wheel drive when you're actually off-road. Otherwise, you can damage the differential. But it does have a low-range transfer case, so it's a proper off-roader. And these driving modes, they help to modulate the traction control because this thing doesn't have like a physical locking differential at the rear. So that is a bit of a deficiency. But Jacob, like you said, you were literally in torrential downpour in Chennai.
No joke, I drove this car in the most harsh conditions you could possibly imagine. We're gonna have a full video coming out of my entire escapades with this car, but it was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and it went totally fine, so props to that. In terms of other practicality, the glove box is a pretty good size with an air conditioning vent, so that's awesome, keeps things cool in there. You've also got some door pockets, definitely not the largest. The center armrest is nice and soft, but there really isn't much storage space, which is just weird.
I think it's the transmission that runs through there, to be honest.
I think it's the air conditioning in the back.
Oh, actually, it's the air conditioning fan.
Yeah, because the air conditioning fan actually lives inside of there, which is, I don't know. I don't think that's usually how it is, but who cares? Here, you have a physical handbrake, so a lot of you are going to absolutely love that. And the other thing you have is a sunroof, which honestly you don't often see, especially at this price point on an off-roader. So, yeah. Overall, the interior has been absolutely fantastic. It's a really, really great place to be. Every time I get into it, it feels really nice, premium.
It's very utilitarian, and I mean, it is lacking a few things in terms of amenities, but I reckon it'd be an easy fix for Mahindra.
I think so. And Jacob.
Yeah. Oh, what is that?
Thank you to today's video sponsor, Daddy WIPERTECH. WIPERTECH will sell you the absolute best wiper blades for your car. I've got it on my car. I got it on my daddy's car, like my dad. Anyway, works really, really well. Using my code, you will get 15% off and free express delivery. It's really easy to install, takes literally less than 2 minutes. They have Australia-based support, so if you need any help, they can help you. The wipers themselves are actually Teflon embedded, and they promise streak-free wiping. So really, really good. I've loved them on my car, and I think you'll love them on yours. So click the link in the description below or the pinned comment. Get yourself some wipers. You deserve it.
I know I do.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, bro.
All right, let's talk about the back seats. Oh, Jacob.
Ah, Shantae.
I'm the captain.
Oh, look at that.
I'm the captain now.
Is that because you're in a captain's chair?
That's because I'm in a captain's chair. Look, I love captain's chairs, and they're very new to the Australian market. We've only had them for a few years, but I will say a bench seat in the back with 3 seats is always going to be more practical. Still, if I'm an adult, I would much rather be in these seats. I'm 5'11". I've got so much legroom, so much toe room, so much headroom as well. It's also stadium-style seating, so I'm sitting higher than the driver's position, so I have a really good view out. So car sickness is less of a thing. The seats themselves are really nice. They're just like up front, so you get this faux leather that's really, really supportive and hasn't degraded over quite a few thousand kilometers as well. Amenities are fantastic too. You get a couple of air vents with a fan control. Ooh.
So loud.
It is really loud, with a fan control in the back and a USB-C port, which is a bit weird because there isn't any USB-C ports up front, so why is there one in the back? Anyway, whatever, good, it's fast charging. You've got a map pocket there as well with a hidden phone pocket too. Jacob.
Nice.
You little schlong. And then getting into the back is actually really easy because of the captain's chairs. You can literally just crawl right through, or you can just drop one of the back seats and fold it forward. I'm not going to say the third row is the bestest at 5'11". It's just not great. Look, if we're being totally honest, no third row is really that good for adults, but this is particularly not that great. Just because of legroom, it's not very good, but headroom and toe room is actually okay. Also, there's no amenities like fans. The other thing as well, there's no third row airbags. If we're going to call it out on some other cars, and we definitely need to call it out on this, so. Yeah, I wouldn't be putting kids back there anyway. All right, Jacob, I think it's time to performance test this thing. Let's see just how quick it is from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour.
Let's do it.
All righty, Daddy Jacob, it's time to launch the Scorpio. Is it quick?
I guess that's why we're launching it.
Turn off traction. Ooh.
It's off.
Here we go. Fist made. Oh, let's go, Daddy.
I felt it. Oh. No traction loss.
Feathered it well.
Very good launch.
Come on. Oh, good. Daddy, come on.
Oh, it's picking up.
It's slowing down.
Oh.
Look, it's not the fastest. 0 to 100 in 11.78 seconds.
Yeah.
It'll look. I'd put it this way. It's gonna tickle your pickle, but it won't fist you. You know what I mean? Those are CarSauce references. All right, Daddy Jacob, let's ride this thing normally.
Oh, yeah.
All righty, Daddy Jacob.
Hell yeah.
Driving the long-term Scorpio, the Mahindra bloody Scorpio.
We've been in this beast for just around about 3 months.
3 months, unreal.
Plus our time, my time, should I say, in India.
That's true.
Of about 4 days.
And we'll come back to that. But gone from a green Scorpio to a red Scorpio.
Christmas colours, baby.
Christmas colours. Let's talk about what this thing has. Let's talk about what packs a punch underneath this car's skin, okay? 2.2 litre turbo diesel 4-cylinder, affectionately known as the M-Hawk. Affectionately known.
By you.
129 kilowatt of power is not the most. 400 newton meters of torque, though, is pretty good. All of that power is sent through to the rear wheels when you're driving on a paved surface through a 6-speed torque converter Aisin transmission system. Japanese.
It's a very nice transmissione. That was Italian.
Look, man, I'm not going to lie to you.
Ooh.
I really love the way that this thing drives.
Honestly, it's one of those transmissions that you don't notice. No. And in terms of the power, yes, it is a little bit underpowered, but for a two-wheel drive on the road, it actually feels like plenty.
Yeah, plenty.
You know, if it was a permanent all-wheel drive, maybe you'd want additional power. But 400 newton meters of torque, perfect.
Perfect.
This thing's great.
I will say, the one thing it still has, Jacob,
is a bit of noise.
No, this.
Oh God, don't do it.
Okay. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go!
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying.
I know, and it still flashes the lights, it still turns the climate controls on and off. It's, yeah.
It's not the best.
No, it's not my favorite.
You turn it off here. It's a simple switch. Still, shouldn't really be there. Shouldn't be there. That's what I think.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Tell me a funny story.
In the Scorpio.
Please.
I was stopped at some lights, and we've been alternating this car for the last few months. And I had a Porsche 911 convertible pull up next to me. And I love this story. I was looking down on him from my Scorpio-N, and he said, "I'm just admiring your car." Is that a Mahindra? And I said, "Yeah, it is." He said, "Is it a Mahindra Scorpio-N? Is it any good?" And I said, "Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Do you want to swap?" He drove off.
Because he was too afraid.
End of story, Matt.
Look at this. That was a great story.
Yeah.
We're in the twisties, by the way. Oh. This thing has an Australian suspension tuned to it.
It's very nice.
It's really good. So it is definitely on the firmer end, but it actually feels extremely planted, especially for a body-on-frame SUV. Like, none of them feel this good around a corner. This thing absolutely demolishes it around a corner. Obviously, at the expense of being a bit firm, but I actually really like that because you just feel so connected. The steering feels like perfect as well. And you were speaking to the engineers, and were they not in love with this car?
Bro, they love this thing. I mean, like, I saw so many of these things just like stripped down to the frame. So I feel like when I look at one of these, I can just see the frame, you know? I just see the ladder frame underneath, and they put so much time and energy into the torsional rigidity of the frame. Obviously for off-roading, this is an off-road oriented vehicle, but it still performs so well on road. Like, they've managed to get the best of both worlds. I don't know how they've done it.
And this is not at all sponsored,
No.
by the way. This is not at all sponsored.
This is my opinion.
Just experiences. Like,
Yeah.
it genuinely is a really surprisingly good car to drive. You also saw some prototypes and stuff that you're not allowed to talk about.
No,
but
I'm not allowed
it's an exciting future.
Very exciting. Let's just say we might have some Scorpion with jet engines. No, I'm kidding. Another thing as well that I saw was the suspension components of these cars, plus the XUV 700s. They have a lot of bushing in them, which is not the best for sporty driving, but for comfort, it's actually fantastic.
You need to have a big bush.
Let's see how our big bushes go.
Fist me.
Up.
Tickle me. That hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They hurt me, bro.
Yeah.
You have long nails.
I do. Very feminine. Alright. We're going up. Saucy corner.
Oh, yeah.
Hairpin numero uno.
Jesus! Did you brake?
No, that was Daddy ABS.
Oh, God.
Daddy ABS came on. Should I say traction control? Alright.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I forgot about the traction on this thing.
Oh, no.
I haven't really driven.
I pulled the roof off.
Oh, no. I haven't really driven a corner. I haven't really taken a corner that hard in the Scorpio for a while.
And now you know why.
Completely forgot about the traction. It is definitely a bit overzealous.
Look, it's not a sporty car, as I just mentioned while talking about the bushes.
You know what else is not very overzealous?
Any of the assistance systems?
Any of the assistance systems. I know we've talked about it to death, but look, I think there's definitely some things they need to improve on the safety front, and they know that. I've spoken to them about that, and they're very keen to push things through very quickly to make sure that this thing doesn't have a 0-star safety ANCAP rating. Although, as we said, it's not as simple as, like, you know,
just adding a few features. Like, it kind of requires a complete redesign of the frame, because the front zone of the frame is too hard, basically.
It's too hard.
It's too strong. They value the occupant's safety above anyone else's safety. So
which is
much,
honestly how I thought it worked. But
yeah, but not in Australia.
they're on it. They're fixing it. I think as it stands, it's still a really good car, man, and I've had no issues driving it. I don't think you've had any issues driving it in the last 3 months. It's been really good.
It's great. It's practical. It's comfortable. Fuel efficient.
11.4 kilometers per litre.
I think that's about 9-ish litres per 100 kilometers.
Put it up on the screen now, but still, for like a car that's actually been living mostly in urban environments, it's very good.
It's very, very good.
All right, Daddy Jacob, let's go into our final thoughts.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, Daddy Jacob, that's it. That's 3 months with the Mahindra Scorpio-N. My long-term review of this thing.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit sad.
I'm a bit sad. Like, yes, this thing has had a bit of a bombshell in its 0-star ANCAP safety rating, but I would really just say, read more into it because it might not be quite as bad as you might think. At least what that headline kind of says. The way that this thing drives is fantastic. Honestly, I really, really enjoy it. The interior space is a really nice place to be at its price point as well. I just don't think you can go really that wrong.
Yeah, not for a 6-seat off-road SUV.
Exactly. But I would implore you, go to our website, check out the safety stuff on this car and make your own mind up because I can't do that for you. That's something you're gonna have to do. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Would you buy a Mahindra Scorpio-N?